We back in the building, man. I know it's been a while. Shit, bro. I miss y'all too. Hope y'all miss me. I want to talk a little bit about, finding your peace, finding your purpose. I feel like this is a topic that like people kind of take for granted. Like some people ask me like, how you always stay so calm? Like why you always stay, why you never getting mad all the time and stuff? And I tell people like, bro, like it's really you learning yourself as a person, like you having that emotional agility, like you being able to control your emotions is really a big part in this life. I feel like a lot of people really struggle with trying to do that. Always having a quick temper and everything, being mad all the time, being pissed off, like just a bunch of stuff going on in their life, and they're not really understanding like why it's happening and stuff. And it's really because I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you right now. It's really because you haven't simply done the work yourself. You haven't worked on your inner self. You still been living that same. You've been carrying the same weight that you've been carrying since you were a child. You haven't been able to heal from the stuff that's gone on in your past. I know there's a lot of people that probably think like damn, like why is it always me that kind of goes through hard times and just struggles in their life. And it's really it's not you, it's just the way that you carry yourself. You need to tap into a different version of yourself, the version that's always been there inside of you, and it's been there, and you can be that person, but simply it's just like when you get to a point to where it's like you need to go and step into that person and put in the work, you procrastinate. You don't step into it and you tell yourself, oh, you know what, like I'll do it, I'll start next week, I'll start next month. Like you keep doing that and you keep dragging it, bro. Next thing the vision that you have for yourself, the person that you wanted to become, whatever goals that you have for yourself, there's already another person that's working 2-3 times harder than you, and you haven't even started yet. So you're gonna watch that person, take your dream or whatever it is that you wanted to do, all because you simply couldn't just get up and put in the work yourself. Now, if you're comfortable with your life right now, you're comfortable with the way you're living, and you don't see yourself progressing and you don't want to get better, then okay, that's up to you. That's okay. If you're successful and you already made it, okay, cool. But for the people who haven't made it yet, for the people who are simply trying to find a way and make a way for themselves, you need to do the work yourself, or else you're never going to get to the next level. Like, why do you think you can still be the same person that you've been this whole time, and nothing is needed to change for you to get to the next level? And sometimes it's gonna require some isolation. Sometimes it's gonna require being lonely. Sometimes it's gonna really require figuring out who you are as a person. And I feel like that's a lot of the work that people haven't done themselves. They don't even really know who they are as a person, and they're gonna struggle in life because nobody's ever even took the time to try to figure it out. They're just gonna keep going on with life the way they are, comfortable, and that's it. They think they've already reached their peak, their max, and that's not true. And I'm here to give you guys game and information and let you know, bro, like whatever you want to do, whatever you put your mind to, you can do that shit. I know it sounds cliche, I know it sounds crazy, but even me just getting on this YouTube channel, like I don't have all the followers, I don't have all the subscriptions, whatever, but with consistency and with getting on here every single day and talking and giving game, bruh, I know that the higher power, whatever you believe in, whether it's God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you believe in, bruh, he will protect you, and he will carry you, and he will get you to where you need to be. But you got to be doing your part. You got to be putting in that work. You got to be being consistent, and you got to do the things that you need to do that's necessary to become that person you need to be. And until you step out of that version that you always were, you're never going to get to the next level. You got to give something up to get to where you need to be. It's required. It's necessary. You have to, or else you're always going to be the same person that you've always been. You're never going to progress. You're never going to get better. And we have to realize what's going on. We have to realize that we don't want to get stuck in this matrix, waking up every single day, doing the same routine, working that 9 to 5. Like, I want to be the person that actually, builds a community, builds businesses, builds something for myself, rather than, being that person that my supervisor or boss is telling me how much money I can make in a year. He's telling me when I can get paid. He's telling me when I can go on a vacation. You know, all these things that, you know, they have like a hold over us, you know, and um, you know, people really need to learn. You know, if you don't like your position, you need to figure out what you're good at. You need to figure out, you know, what it is that makes you happy, what you're passionate about. And, you know, that is your purpose right there. You need to take that and you need to use that and you need to use it to help other people. You see, I have information that, you know I have a lot of information. Everyone tells me, you know, all the people that I communicate with, you know, they tell me that I have a good head on my shoulder. They tell me I'm really smart. They tell me, you know, for my age, you know, they wish they were doing what I was doing, thinking the way I'm thinking. And this is even coming from people who are, you know, 50, you know, 55 plus years old. People are really trying to, you know, either, you know, they're trying hard to unlock that, you know, person of themselves. And, you know, it's necessary to get to the next level. So you got to do what you got to do, and it's going to take some sacrifice, and you got to be okay with that. And, you know, going forward, I hope this video impacted you in some type of way to put yourself out there, to be able to get out of your comfort zone and do what it is that you need to do to get to where you need to get. I do plan on dropping more videos consistently. So if you made it to the end of this video, just go ahead and drop a prayer hands in the comments for me, you know, if you made it to the end. And I appreciate you, and I do plan on dropping, you know, consistently. And, you know, we're going to build a community with this channel, and I'm going to show you, you know, how, you know, much you can accomplish just by being consistent, just by simply just giving your all and being that person, you know, that you know you could be. You got to step into it and you got to sacrifice stuff to get to where you need to be at in life. And that's a part of being an entrepreneur. That's a part of creating your own way. That's a part of finding your purpose and being at peace with yourself. So I hope you got something from this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.